I'm Mia, and this is going to be a full face of affordable makeup that does not include e.l.f. cosmetics. Also, yes, I know I don't have any brows. We're going to do that as well. But most of you, if you follow any sort of makeup news, know that e.l.f. posted a campaign with Matt Rife of all people, which A, he's a guy, and B, he's a guy who doesn't wear makeup, so why would he be here anyways? But we all know that Matt Rife doesn't exactly have the best track record, so some people are boycotting. And a lot of people use e.l.f. because it's affordable. So these are going to be some alternatives. Ooh, also I really cannot see today. Like, obviously the lights are right behind my thing anyway, my camera screen anyways, but like I really can't see right now. But I don't have any brows on because I want to show you how I do my red brows, and my red brows are also affordable. So haha. So it ties into this after all. But first, I'm gonna go in with some of the Covergirl Clean Fresh Brow Filler Pomade Pencil in the shade Soft Brown. I don't use a lot of like regular eyebrow colored products. Not that I don't. I use it just to kind of fill in the front and the top a little, and sometimes I'll use it to kind of create a guideline of where I'm going to do the red, because the stuff I use for the red part of the brows is not actually a brow product. So sometimes I need a little guideline. But I like to fill in the front a little. I like to fill in the arch a little too, because that's also, the arch is where I usually start to put in red. So just out of precaution, and I'm gonna brush some of this through. Wild, not even a full brow, but looks considerably better already. And then I'm also gonna go in with some of the Covergirl Clean Fresh Brow Enhancer Gel Wax. I actually really like this. It's not one of my favorite like brushes, but it's a good formula, and it doesn't leave any like white cast, and it doesn't make my brows crunchy. So I like a slightly longer brush to do brows with for like the brow gel, but it is okay. But I'm also gonna make sure to shape this just a little more than I usually would, just so I can have an easier time. Also, I do not know why my face is so red today. Like, it's a little rude, I'm not gonna lie, but whatever. And then I'm just gonna start repeating the same process on the other eyebrow. Who would have thought? That's looking a little too out. No, my face is so red, and like it feels red, and like I don't know what that's about. I do not know. But no, it is Wednesday. I don't usually do my makeup on Wednesday nights, because usually I get home from work. Usually I have work the next day. And it's 7:50. I got home at 6:15. So I haven't been home very long. But I have an odd burst of energy because I had a Monster at like 4 o'clock on top of my Starbucks drink. So I might be a little more caffeinated than I need to. I also showered this morning, so my hair's nice and clean. And I need to reshape my brows before I finish my makeup because, not my brows, my bangs. Because my bangs went under my headband damp, so they got weirdly shaped, so I need to deal with that after. But yeah, like I said, I use like regular brow hair shades to just kind of help prepare for my red. And now, this is from Ucanbe. I got this on Amazon when I first dyed my hair. This is an eyes makeup set. It's mascara and liquid eyeliner. It's in, I think it's just in the, I think it's just called red. I don't even know, because the Ucanbe is kind of rubbed off. But It's red. It's a liquid eyeliner and a red mascara. Oh, I'm sorry. This is burgundy. Either way. But it's like a felt tipped liquid eyeliner. It was like, I checked Amazon on my way home for the price. It's $7.99. So I probably paid a similar price. But I like to start in like the middle of the arch. And I also make sure to do the top too. And then I'm just gonna follow the shape of my brow tail. And I make sure to fill this in like completely like the brow tail itself, because I draw a few strokes like in the middle. And then what I usually do, not what I usually do, but what I always do, is that I'll take some of the mascara and use it to blend a little, so it's not such a harsh line. But I make sure to do the clear brow gel first, because then A, it doesn't get contaminated, B, I have like a pretty set shape for what I want my brow to be. But I'm gonna go do the other eyebrow off camera, because you saw how I did the first one, and clean it up a little, but then we'll get right into it. Alright, so I have my other brow on and they're cleaned up a little. Now the eyes aren't going to be super exciting because I have a bunch of Colourpop eyeshadow palettes, but I have the bigger ones so they're not as affordable. So we're going to do something a little simple and something that an average person might try to attempt eye makeup wise. However, this is in fact from Colourpop. This is their shadow Stix in the shade Cocktail Party. It's just like a little matte brown. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kinda make this shape. Now obviously depending on your skin tone you may use a different shade. And they do have other shades. So if you want kind of like a one and done shadow but want to make it a little more exciting than just brown, they do have other shadow shades. I just don't have any of the fun ones. So kind of do it like that, and then on a little dense fluffy brush I'm just gonna start to blend this out, hopefully. But no. So the reason why I'm doing my makeup at now 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, which I again never do, I have almost always Sunday through Tuesday off. So usually I will try to get 2 to 3 videos done between those days. Sunday I was in Mystic like for all day, so that just wasn't happening. And I got a video Monday done on Monday, so I'm like, okay, nice. And then Tuesday I had possibly the worst period cramps known to man, to the point that I had to give up in the midst of doing my makeup. Like I was doing my makeup, I had my eyes done, but it was not gonna happen. It was rough. And then on a clean brush I'm just gonna kind of go back over everything to hopefully diffuse it a little more. But like, it was such a cute look, so I think I'm gonna try to redo it either Sunday when I get home from my nail appointment, or maybe tomorrow night, because I'm out at 4. So who's gonna stop me? Or Saturday, because I'm also out at 4. So we'll see. But like, it was white with polka dots, and I guess it's a good thing I didn't finish it, because the white wasn't as white as it could be, so I can reattempt it. But that is that all blended out. Wild, who would have thought? Nice, solid, and like, these are super creamy and super blendable. I have a few other shades, but I don't want to do all that right now. And then this is from Moira. This is their Star Show Shadow Pot in the shade 03 Literally. I don't know what I need. I need tweezers so I can take the protective thing off of this. I've used this before, but since it's one of those, like, not quite cream, but it needs to be, like, secure, I try to keep the protective layer on it so it can stay not moist, but not moist. Now, this isn't specifically at, like, CVS, Walgreens, that kind of stuff, but it is on Amazon. And I know Amazon is evil, but unfortunately it is very accessible for people, so. But again, I'm going to take some of this on a little fluffy brush, and I'm going to do. Oh, yeah. Look at her. I need to invest in a few other shades of this, but it's just one of those brands that don't do quite accurate swatches, or not a lot of swatches, so I don't want to, like, get too invested, you say. Not invested, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't usually do this after work. My brain is all... I was there for 8 hours and 45 minutes by myself. I was going to lose my mind. And then this is from NYX. This is the Epic Wear Liner Stick in the shade Pitch Black. And I'm just going to kind of tightline, I guess. I didn't really come into this with a plan. I'm going to be so honest here. I thought about doing winged eyeliner, but I don't think I hate myself that much tonight. And I don't think I'd be able to do that tonight anyways. I'm definitely going to make sure to get it in the inner corner above too. Because even though I don't like tight lining up above, still want that, like, rounded corner. Sorry, I had to go and attempt to sharpen this because this was just not working out. Ooh, and now I really can't see. But there we go. Much better. But yeah, so I clocked in my usual time. It was like 9:15, between 9:15 and 9:30. I had a million pre-orders. I work in a bakery. And they're all big orders. And it stayed like that all day. And then I was supposed to be out at 5:30. Except the girl who was scheduled, she gets out of her other job at 4:55. So she's usually there like 5:10, 5:15. So I was prepared for that. And she texted me, she's like, oh my god, are you there? I'm like, of course I'm there, where else would I be? She's like, I'm gonna be late. I'm like, late from your scheduled time, later than you usually do. She's like, 8 minutes. I'm like, okay. It was 20 minutes later, and I'm like, hey, girly pop, I would like to go home and see my dog at some point in time. I'm just gonna smudge out with a little brush. But, so I clocked out at almost 6 o'clock, and I went, oh no. But, like I said, I'm out at 4 tomorrow. So, hopefully it goes better. Hopefully the other girl is actually on time. I mean, I don't hold her to it because she wasn't on time last time I saw her, but at least even if she isn't on time, I'll have this video to go up for Tuesday and I'll be good. I need to start editing Friday's video. I mean, by the time that this goes up, Friday will be up. But I spent all day importing clips. So. Alright, and these are the eyes. Like I said, nothing that exciting. But I don't have that many exciting, like, affordable eyeshadow palettes. Because, unfortunately, a lot of brands don't make fun eyeshadow palettes, let alone affordable ones. But I need to find some lashes. I'm probably going to use the ones I got on Amazon. So it was like an 8-pack for like $8, so also affordable. But I need to put those on, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, I'm back with some lashes on, and this is where it could go wrong, because I've never used this combination of base products together, but I'm trying to use as many brands as possible without like repeating brands too much. So, fingers crossed here. I'm gonna go in with the Bubble Cosmic Silk Hydrating Milky Toner, which is honestly probably the most expensive thing in this selection of products I will be using. I think 16? Maybe. I don't know. But I also haven't done my skincare today. Or I did it 12 hours ago. So. But I'm gonna press that into my skin desperately. I also got bit by some rat bastard little fly on my wrist, and it is very itchy, and I'm pissed about it. It's fine, it's not gonna bother me. It's not like it's gonna be like one of those bug bites. It's just one of those stupid little gnats. Evil, awful. There's a bush that I have to pass to get home, and there's always a million flies there, so I walked through it because I want to get home. Wild. This is where everything could go wrong. This is from Run Wild. This is the Prime Focus Clingy Serum Primer. I've used this a few times before and it did work out, but I don't know. Especially because, I don't know, but I'm doing a very little bit, and that also, it tells you how dry my skin is, because usually that bubble toner gives me a lot more hydration, but no. But I'm gonna pat and press this into my skin, because I've noticed like drippy primers don't like to be like rubbed in like a moisturizer. Like I have to pat and press, so I don't want to play any games with finicky primers today. I'm not gonna focus too much on my nose just because clingy primers and my nose do not get along, because I have a generally oily nose, and that does not help. But pat and press. This is so sticky. I hate it. But I'm also going to break into a new package of my favorite sponges. These are from BS Mall Makeup Sponge. They're a marshmallow blender. I also got these on Amazon. I think it's like $8 for 4 of them. But they're cloud. Whatchamacallums, beauty blenders, and I've noticed that with a drippy primer, my foundation goes on better with a sponge, opposed to a brush. So that is what we shall do if I can get this open. So I'm gonna give this a gentle little shake because I lost the cap. But this is from L'Oreal Paris. This is the True Match Super Blendable foundation in the shade N1. I do also have a nail appointment for Sunday, not because I don't like these nails, but because I am paranoid about losing any of these rhinestones or charms. But it is so bothersome trying to wash my hair. Like I was doing it this morning, and this nail with all the pearls kept getting stuck in my hair, and I'm tired of it. So it would have been on for 2 weeks by the time they get taken off. So I'm not thrilled about it money-wise, but I also just got an undisclosed sum of money from my grandfather, so I can use some of it for that. Guess I'll be paying cash. But I'm thinking of doing like a sparkly gradient with stars. I saw a post where I might just let the nail tech do whatever she wants, because it's a different nail tech this time than this one, because my usual nail tech moved to New Jersey, so I'm in the midst of trying out nail techs. So like I don't want to give her not that I don't want to give her free reign, but like I would at least like a little input into my nails. Be like, hey, this is the kind of vibe I would like to go for. Please. I could do that actually. But yeah, this is going on considerably better than if I did it with a sponge. Not sponge, brush. I'm also going to go in with the Revlon Glimmer Brightening Concealer in the shade... What shade is this? Does it really not say? 125. Because it says so on this and not the actual packaging. Which is stupid because I have a very... not bad habit, but I hate having packaging like that, so I usually tear it off. So how am I supposed to know what shade I'm using if I end up tearing it off? I don't know. I do not know, nor do I really care. Gonna be so honest here. But just gonna do my usual spots. Also a little here because I didn't get that all the way. Same with here. This I will use a brush for since I already got my foundation down, so it's fine if I use a brush now. And because I do have some uneven foundation that I didn't get, so I need as much coverage as I can with the concealer, so I don't want like a loose fluffy brush to blend this out. Oy. I also so need a new prescription. Like, I was walking around without my glasses today because I was just tired of seeing. You know how it gets sometimes at the end of the day, and I'm like, wow, thank God I already know what all these signs say, because if I didn't, I'd have no clue. No clue whatsoever. Oh, obviously I didn't use like a mascara, but I really like, it's Covergirl. It's, at the time of this being filmed, it's relatively new. It's in like a light purple packaging. I'll see if I can remember to like insert it here somewhere. But I used it when I was in New York, and oi, my lashes don't hold a curl, but this one did. It's very nice. And like I don't have a lot of lash to begin with, but they made them look very nice. They held up all day. There wasn't much flaking or running, so it's pretty good in my book. Because like Morphe has their little like rebrand going on, and Morphe has been on the more affordable side anyways, and this is $13. And like I said, I don't want to repeat brands too much. So this is from Morphe. This is the Shapelifter Micro Contour Stick in the shade Enhanced. They also have like an actual bronzer, but I've been really liking this lately. I won't really call it a contour, but I'm pale. Not a lot of things are, and not a lot of brands do true contours. Like the only one I found was, ironically enough, e.l.f., but I hated that formula, so it was fine. But this has been nice. But no, I was like debating on whether or not I could include Morphe, because like, yeah, it's on like the drugstore side of like Ulta and stuff, but it's not stuff that's really sold in like Target, CVS. But again, neither is Moira, and that's still affordable. And again, yes, $13 may not be affordable in some situations, but compared to a lot of makeup these days, it could be worse. And especially because you can use, like how I use the Colourpop stick, you could use a bronzer or a contour and save yourself one more step. So, if you think about it, you get two products for the price of one. But just gonna blend this out. I used more than I usually do for this, but I feel like I'm looking a little extra weird today, so I need a little more makeup than I usually do. I feel like I look weird. Like, I know I just said I look weird, but like more so. This is from Colourpop. This is the blush sticks in the shade Mini Me. I think I got this when I was originally trying to find like a baby pink blush. So I'm gonna layer a bunch of this like right here. I'm gonna be honest here. And I'm just gonna kind of go ham, because I've used this before. I know what pigment it really isn't packing. She's fine. Everything's okay. It was twisted down, so I didn't smush anything. And then this is from Essence. This is the Baby Got Blush in the shade, dear God, Tickle Me Pink. This smells like bubblegum, and I hate it. I hate the smell of bubblegum anyways, and I hate fragranced makeup products. But I'm just gonna put this here so I can do a little gradient. And a little on the nose, even though I'm gonna smell bubblegum for the rest of my makeup now. And then I'm just gonna start to blend this in, out. I'm gonna blend, how's that? I'm gonna focus on the lighter part first, a little more towards my face, like the center of my face. Like I said, it's late. No, not that it's late. I don't usually do this after work, and again, I had a long day. And the best part is that it was, you know, it was busy online, order-wise. So, there's like nobody in store, so I made Bubble Kiss in tips. I made $2.60, which is fine. I get paid nearly $20 an hour. It's not like it's a do or die thing. It's not like I'm a server who needs tips, but like, again, most of my orders were online orders, so all the Uber drivers and stuff get the tips even though they steal all the orders, and then I go, But we're not allowed to have drivers on during the day, and we can only send them so far, so I don't know. I'm also just going to blend some of the leftover foundation and concealer I have on this sponge into the center because I went a little too far. I'm just going to do a little more concealer because I brought that up a little too. I don't like doing it up the sides unless I have a specific reason. I feel like this specific shade makes me look sick. Just going to do a little more concealer. And light hand. There we go. Looking better. Not 100%, but it's looking better. So I'm just gonna kind of redo some of that. Again, I just kind of brought it a little too far. Oops. And I'm also gonna go in a little more with the Colourpop blush along my like temples. Back to the not quite blush draping / contouring, but I just need a little. I like a little gradient usually, so. There we go. We're looking better. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these next products are gonna be probably from one brand. So, oops, did I use any Milani products? Can I justify that? This is from NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Buttermelt highlighter in the shade Bright and Butter. I don't have many drugstore highlighters or affordable highlighters because there aren't a lot of shades that work for me. Like, there's the occasional like white, and I'm like, I don't like a white highlighter. It's just not my thing. But the NYX one has been one of my favorites this year, and they have like a bunch of shades. There's also a super pink one that I've been looking to get, but I want to swatch it in store, but Ulta almost never has any good NYX testers out, so I'm like, So this is also from NYX Professional Makeup. This is the, oh god, back to my glasses thing. Duck Plump Plumping Lip Liner in the shade Beige Boost, if I'm not throwing things everywhere, which I am today. It's funny because like this is the same shape as like an eyebrow pencil, which is a little weird. Gonna kiss off whatever lip balm I have left, and I'm gonna carefully line my lips because this is a slightly odd shape, and this will also be plumping in a moment, so I hate that, but this is the lip liner that went best with like my eyeshadow when I swatched it, so. And a lot of my other lip liners are like more peachy toned, and I don't want that with this, obviously. So I'm gonna carefully, like, it's easier for the bottom lip obviously, but the Cupid's bow is kind of a pain. I desperately need to blend this out, so that's what I am doing. Okay, it hasn't started the tingling sensation yet, which is a little weird because it usually does it by now. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Essence blush on a lip brush, and I'm just going to pat a little into the center of the lip, so there's at least a little color. Okay, literally a little. But alright, and now I'm going to go in with the NYX Professional Makeup Fat Oil Slick Click Shiny Lip Balm. Yeah, in the shade Main Character. It's like clear with like a little bit of pink reflex, so I feel like it would tie well with everything. And also just doing a little something something. Ooh, I'm starting to feel the duck plump. But I need to go fix my bangs. But I will be back in a second. Alright, but this is the finished look. Again, this is a full face of more affordable makeup that is not included in any of cosmetics products due to their recent campaign with Matt Rife. Oh, I had something to say too. Oh, I obviously still have my e.l.f. Cosmetics products. I'm still going to use them. I'm just not going to advertise them as much or talk about them. But I already spent the money, and it's stuff that I can't return right now at this point. So I'm going to use them so my money doesn't go to waste, but I'm not going to, like, push it. But yeah, I think this looks very, very nice. I was a little worried about the base because, like I said, I'd never used that combination of base products, but this is looking nice. But